Me too. Yeah. I was going to torture
I've been
you with
reading.
this divorce coach story.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes.
I cannot believe um that you made that appointment. That wasn't a Sunday.
Yes. Okay, let's cover it real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
Do have to pee real quick.
Well,
Will you
know
talk
what?
about
You can.
something for
Yeah,
90 seconds?
sure. You do that.
Okay. Thank you, Shay.
For that, for anyone in the audience that recalls, this lady has told she has she's a divorce coach, and she wanted to her husband left her for a younger woman and had a baby, and then she decided to get revenge in some way, which I haven't actually figured out what that is yet, but she has some sort of scam, and she's there she is, but I forget how much we were trying to figure out, wasn't it? You were trying to figure out how much this costs. But an appointment, I believe, was made last Sunday, and it was supposed to be for today, and I don't think it happened, did it? Sarah. Sarah, what's her name? Sarah. Anyway, a divorce coach. This divorce is bad enough. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. I hope I haven't been boring the chat. Um, um, pardon me for the dead air. I'm trying to think of what I can add to this woman, because I don't really know very much about her, except that I think it's ridiculous that she seems to have a business that is affecting the breakdown of society and the breakup of marriages. And from what I read, most marriages don't end for any real good reason. There's no and women cheat more than men, as far as I'm aware. Actually, I think hello.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Feel better?
I shouldn't have drank a pot of coffee. So I literally drank a pot of coffee because I was tired. Because I stayed up last night after my stream, finishing watching. Here, let me just share this, okay?
Okay.
Finishing watching all these videos. Now, I first, was it Sunday night that we did this? Okay, Sunday night. I, made an appointment because I was going to try to become a coach. I mean, I'm looking to become.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
looking. Yeah.
He's a divorce coach who teaches people how to become coaches
Yes.
for divorce. Right.
Yes. Right.
Oh my
So I make the appointment.
Yeah, live on the stream, you made the appointment, as I recall.
Live on the stream. Oops, wrong one. Hold on, let me close this one. Live on the stream, made the appointment. We had a look at the website. Johnny and Bandit gave their 2 cents in. I get a confirmation email that night. Okay. This is July 8th at 6:31 in the morning. Hold on. Wait. I got an initial one. I mean, I got multiple reminders with videos in it, right?
Mm.
And then yesterday, I'm going to say yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I received a phone call. Okay.
Oh,
And they left a voicemail. Here, I'll play it.
okay.
Because let's see, they called me at 11:07 a.m. yesterday. Hold up.
So you got it.
Natalie here from Sarah. Hi Amanda, it's Natalie here from Sarah Davison's team. You have a call booked with us tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. That's UK time to have a chat about the breakup and divorce coach training program. This is just a quick call to make sure that's still all right for you. And you don't have to call me back, but Olivia will phone you tomorrow. Take care.
Did you understand that? Yeah,
I
Olivia.
did, yeah.
Olivia is calling me this morning, right?
Mm.
So she said I didn't have to call back. It was a +44 area code number. Okay. So then I get these texts. I mean, me personally, when I book an appointment, I put it on my fucking calendar and I don't need all these fucking reminders because I'm an adult and I plan stuff and I run off schedule, right? But I was like, oh, this is extra effort, to remind people. I guess some people need that. The people, my clients, they don't. I'm not used to this much reminding attention personally.
But sorry, this is something that's happening here as well. I mean, if I have a doctor's appointment, I will make the appointment with the secretary, but there's some sort of extra layer of bureaucracy they've added where they have these appointment checkers.
Yeah. So at 8:32, I get the text, a reminder, training. Okay. Sarah Davidson's breakup and divorce coach at 9:30 Central Time. Yeah, just a reminder. And then another reminder, because the first one was like, your call it starts in an hour. And then at 9:20, I get another reminder. Here it is. Hi, your call about the breakup and divorce coaching training takes place in 10 minutes. We look forward to seeing you.
This is a ridiculous amount of preparation, isn't it?
Well, I was literally sitting here with my phone in my hand, just waiting. I I was ready for 9:30 to roll around. And was it Olivia that she said was supposed to call me?
Actually, do you know what? Sorry for the when we were talking about setting up the stream.
Yeah.
We were speaking on Instagram, and I believe they were 5 minutes late when we started speaking.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation. We were just kind of setting up this details, and we're talking about doing this. Yeah. And I was expecting the call any moment. I couldn't believe it was like 30 minutes, and then many hours later, at the end of your work day, we were confirming this time. And I happened to ask if they had called, and somehow I just knew they didn't. But I couldn't believe they left you that. Like, it's so unprofessional.
Well, so I mean, there's so many reasons why they could have not called. Okay. It could be that my crazy bitch baggage that I have collected, that psycho fucking watch my channel, somehow contacted them and was like, ooh, this evil woman that adding to the smear campaign that I've had against me for years, adding to that, told them all these lies about me. That's a possibility.
Do you know
Yep.
what? If we talk again, I'm curious to learn more about what they've done to you. You know, if you want to vent sometime.
I mean, they haven't really done anything to me, is the thing. They keep trying to get in the way of my progress, which is the destruction of the tyrannical matriarchy, and they just keep making it worse for themselves. Like, it's funny. I mean,
They are.
there's other reasons, though. There's other reasons why was it Olivia?
Yeah, I mean, the woman could have just had a sick day or something, you know, but it seems odd that they didn't call you to cancel the appointment or to reschedule it or something, you know?
Right. I mean, my brain starts going because I can think of every fucking possible scenario in this, you know? I'm like, well, maybe Sarah herself, Sarah Davidson, saw my stream and was like, ooh, no, we don't want her in our feminist cult. Maybe. What?
Yeah, see, if somebody had watched the stream, they would have heard the guys try to encourage you to go in and infiltrate it or something and fuck with them, you know. In a good way, you know.
Yeah.
Not for them, but you know, for proper right and wrong. But
yeah,
I'm just curious. Like, it sounded like I think the boys were doing the math, and it was serious money they were talking about here. You know.
Well, I didn't know. That's why I wanted this call, because something else, when I finished that video, like there's some stuff that she talked about that was, sorry, kids are home.
Did they need to do that out?
Huh?
Did they need to go outside?
No, they have free
No.
reign.
Ah, good.
Kids are home, so they're greeting them. So part of the video was about the network itself. And what the services are. Like, I went through it before. I was like, okay, this one thing that she offers might be useful. Like the kind of coaching that the kind of coaching that she was talking about, it was very, I wanted to play it because I was like, ooh, this part's kind of weird. Like,
okay, can you play it?
Do you have time?
Yeah.
Okay. You have work in the morning. You're not getting any sleep.
I promised myself a sick day. Well, I can work at home, so I can work tomorrow night. You know.
Okay. Sweet. Now listen to this.
Welcome. So I'm talking about, for example, in my last one I ran recently, we did a session with my coaches on what you need to plan in your coaching business for the year ahead. Bearing in mind there are some big events coming up, so whether that's Christmas or Valentine's Day, summer holidays, going back to school, which is really lovely because, as I said before, everyone is super warm and friendly. So it's a great supportive environment. And you also get to see what they're doing with their businesses and hear their challenges and where they're going with their business too. So I'm there to answer your questions live and to deep dive into anything that's going on for you right now. Maybe it might be a technique or a tool that you want some more help with, or a client that you're dealing with. So whatever it is, I am there to answer your questions on those 2 Business Booster live webinars with me. Now, we change the times. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. And also, they're all recorded. So if you miss any of the live webinars, you can always watch them on catch up. And if you have a question and you know you can't make it, you can always email it to me in advance, and I make sure I get your answer into that recording for you too. The other 2 webinars, there is a coach support and supervision webinar.
The coach
supervision,
support and supervision.
That sounds ominous, doesn't it?
It does. Listen to this though.
Month with me, and that's important to me because being a coach, sometimes you're taking on a lot of other people's emotions, and people often say to me, Sarah, isn't that a really tough thing? But I'm going to show you how you filter that out. So if the thing is, right, imagine if your coach got really upset every time you told them your sad story, and that's not taking away from your sad story, but if they've got upset, that's not going to empower you as a client, right? So I'm going to share with you all my techniques to be able to let go of the emotional tough stuff and to focus on how you can best help your client so that you're not walking around with any of that. But these coach support and supervision webinars are there so that I can support you. A lot of you may still be going through your own breakups. You may be going through a divorce. There may be difficult times, other things going on in your life.
Can you pause a second?
Yeah.
Am I correct in proper therapy? You know, when you're like with a bereavement or a death or a divorce, you're not supposed to do any major life things in that first year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Like, if you're still dealing with the impact of a divorce, you're in no position to be coaching anyone about
Dude,
their divorce.
what she said about I'm going to teach you how to not do these, pretty much have emotional control of yourself. Like, I don't think she's even fucking qualified to do that based
No.
on what I've seen. I'm like,
I mean, there's no. She has no credits, does she? She has no accreditation or anything. She's not a.
no, she does, but just based on what I've seen from her, she's super fucking emotional, and it's weird. Like
The interview with that man where she was talking about her divorce, like she sounded like vengeful and hyper emotional, you know, and
yes, she did.
you know, this leaving work and sitting on a beach staring at the sea plotting revenge, you know, that's not like
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking like that's like a fucking I don't know, like a Bond villain or something, you know.
Yeah. I was just when I was listening to her break down all that she had to offer in this course and in this training, I was like there's so many things that she's offering that I'm like, I don't know that I need that personally. I mean,
Firstly, I just don't like this encouraging divorce business, you know.
Oh no, I can't stand it.
Divorce is so damaging to everyone.
It is, and she said it herself. It's the second most traumatizing thing you go through in your life after losing somebody close to you that you love. Like
it's you know, it hurts society. It you know, financially, you know, I know men get taken to the cleaners, but women don't do well afterwards. You know, because they overspend. You know, they can't budget well. You know, and there's no more husband to come and fix it. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
You know, there's going to be a lot of you know, I believe they've started to change the alimony laws. I mean, I think Florida changed it, didn't it? They put a cap on alimony.
Did they?
Yeah, it's like, you know, before it was you were paying alimony unless you got married, you know, to somebody else, and now it's like, okay, you can after 10 years it gets automatically cut off. Now that's only in one state so far, but you should have seen the feminist freak flip out. You know,
I bet. Lumber says, "Am I watching a stalker? Oh, I am watching a tyrant." And then Tom, Lexapro. See, these guys can tell which head meds these crazy bitches are taking. It's so funny. Hold on, listen to this though.
That I can help you with. Also, you might have challenging clients or a case study with somebody that's really you're not sure how to approach. So if you want to, you can bring those to those live events with me and get my answers. So you get this access to me throughout the month too.
Well, hang on a second. They're talking about a patient or a client's traumatic private business on a live webinar. Isn't that like some sort of breach of confidentiality or something? Like I can understand sharing it with one person, you know, for professional advice, but you know, if everyone has access to that, isn't that a bit?
I think it's just with the coaching network.
Oh right, maybe the names are all yeah. Jane Doe and John.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Corner. So I bring in somebody that is in our industry that is relevant. So whether that's somebody who knows more about the law, and I'm not training you, by the way, anything legal or financial. We leave that to the experts. I'm training you on the emotional side. But sometimes I bring in others.
She's training people on the emotional side. See, you know, I had this thought in Bandit when we were streaming about this. I mean, at first it was like, dude, no, you're better than this. Like, because I think what really fucks up a lot of these coaches and these therapists and all these things is they don't have the ability to actually sit and listen to people because their emotions get in the way.
And they're, I would imagine that a woman like her will see every man as her husband. You know what I mean?
Right.
In that divorce, like everyone will be punished because she's miserable. You know, and misery loves company.
Yeah. Well, something she says here, hold on a second. I thought it was strange. Like, she's training people on their emotions. Like, oh.
I've never seen it. I've never seen one of them feminists actually have any emotions at all.
They don't.
They just don't.
That's the thing. That's why they get so triggered so quickly, and you can't, you know. That's why they have to word police.
It's like they resist the all of the you know, like the civil rules of debate, you know, or civil discourse. They seem to think that, like, well, we're women, we can be emotional. That's our superpower, you know. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, it's great in a family setting, but
yes. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I think would be useful for you. So we build up your network as well of good experts around you so that you can network with them and grow your business too. So you get the 4 lives every month. And then the third part, yes, there's more. The third part of the training, on top of the video library and the live webinars with me, you also get the Facebook community. The Facebook group acts as a great pool of resources because we have coaches from all different aspects and areas and different niches. So if you had a question maybe about domestic abuse or a legal issue or a financial issue, you can pop it up there, and some of the coaches who have that as their niche will jump on and help and support you. It is a super friendly group, and it's nice to have that support because coaching can be, you know, quite a lonely thing if you're not part of a bigger community. And together we are stronger. You can see what other people are doing in lots of different countries all around the world who are also doing the training. So again, you can
see, that was the most fucking interesting thing. That's why I was like, I know. I was, because I'm doing the cost benefit analysis in my head as I'm going through and listening. And something that I think Johnny Midnight said, he's like, it might be like an a la carte thing where you can like pick, you know, because I'm trying to think how much I would invest personally into having access to that.
I'm just trying to think, like, is there some other you know, something similar, some other similar type of business that we could look at?
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah,
with reviews, you know, like how it worked to be a client or to be a coach, you know, or one of their clients. You know, there must be some sort of customer, you know, like you know, like Airbnbs have reviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't really find anything. There was a video about what our coaches are saying, and I was like, oh my God, it was awful.
But they're usually scripted nonsense, aren't they?
It was scripted nonsense. Like, I hate listening to people's scripted nonsense. I love live unscripted shit. That's when I learn about people.
But do you notice as well, like, you strike me as a very honest person, right?
Yes, I hate fucking liars.
Yeah, but I've noticed with honest people, we can hear lies.
Oh yeah.
Like they lie so much they don't even realize they give themselves away, you know. I can hear lies in the tone of voice a lot of the time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to this though.
Share ideas, you can buddy up, and you can do buddy coaching sessions, something that I strongly recommend. You practice some of the tools and techniques with other coaches. And there are lifelong friendships being formed in that group too, because you'll get to meet them sometimes 4 times a month. You'll be seeing the same faces, so you get to know
That's a lie. She's only been doing the business a few years. How can they have lifelong friendships?
Through the training. So you get the online videos, you get the 4 webinars a month. You also get the support from the Facebook community. We also have a team of coach mentors. Now, these are coaches that are more experienced. They've been through the practitioner. We also have an advanced master practitioner training, which very much focuses on abuse and coming out of toxic relationships and helping clients who are going through that scenario as well. And that actually, the master practitioner is a double accreditation, not just from me, but also from the Dash charity, which is a registered UK domestic abuse charity.
So a double accredited. So here's the grift. She's got this fucking thing going on, right? And then she has this charity.
Of course, charity.
Founded. Check this
charity
so
she doesn't pay any taxes on this.
Ah, is that what that's about?
Yeah, charities have are immune from. They have a special tax exemption.
Oh.
Where's
that?
Well, I believe in the UK anyway. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, lumber. She's punking the system. Where's my? Yeah, here it is. So.
Dash charity. Where I know that name from something.
Okay, here's the home. Supporting people experiencing domestic abuse in the countries, let's see, for more than 45 years. Maybe she didn't found it.
No.
Maybe they trained her.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. I know that name, I know, but I can't remember the context.
So let's do some quick math. Okay. Male victims, 600,000. Female victims, 1,300,000. That doesn't add up to 2,000,000. Like 13 plus 6 is 19, sorry, yeah, right? 19? Just checking. Just curious.
Well, I know the UK stats for domestic violence.
Okay, because hold on, this is what this says. This says this number's here. People in the UK suffer from domestic abuse. This amount is female victims. This amount is male victims. So
those two don't add up to the total.
It doesn't, but it says 8.2% of the population. Okay,
that's almost 10 million people.
How many people live in the UK?
70 million.
Okay, so she also said in her chat that 30% of domestic homicides were committed in the first 3 months.
After the divorce.
She never gave a number of total domestic homicides.
Domestic homicide in the UK is rare. I mean, sorry, when women die like that, I mean, it's a national event. You know, it's like the country grinds to a halt. It's like that old Bill Burr joke. You know.
Yeah.
There was one of the videos I sent you. There was they were talking about a case where a woman was murdered by a police officer, an off-duty police officer. He arrested her, took her out, and assaulted her, and murdered her. Right, and I swear to God, we never heard the end of it. It went on for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time, I mean, there's violence, yeah, but there's not murders. Women don't get murdered the same way they might in other countries. In the UK, it's men who are the majority of victims in this situation. Well, sorry, it's actually children are the largest group. And then men, and then women, in that order. Women are the least abused.
Yeah.
And also, men in these situations, there's most domestic violence is mutual. It's like alcoholics, and like they throw things at each other, or hit each other. But the single partner violence, it's 2-to-1 female on male.
Yes.
And the violent women are far more violent than violent men, and they use, a man might, slap or punch a wife, but they will like stab you. They will use glass. They will pour liquid on, boiling liquid on. They'll do things to you in your sleep.
Yeah.
It's actually very disturbing what they'll do.
Yeah. Oh no, trust me, I grew up with a crazy bitch mom. I watched her do all kinds of fucking bullshit to men. I watched that shit.
Not your dad, no, because he might have been too. They were probably you were probably young, were you? Or
yeah, I never did see her do anything to my father, but I did see her do.
But she definitely did things,
Well, he never talked about it. I saw, but he had a girlfriend afterwards that had a son, and I got to see that crazy bitch. She came at my father with a knife. Like, yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Why are you with this person? He's like, her son needs a dad. Like, it's actually that night, because I used to be all the time. I'm like, dude, she is crazy. She's literally just as crazy as my mom. Like, what are you doing? And that was his excuse. But the night that they actually split up was the night she came after him with a knife. And when the cops came, because he grabbed her and took the knife away and fucking smacked the shit out of her. And the neighbors called the cops, and when the cops came, they tried to put him in cuffs because she ran up to him and was like, "Oh my God, he hit me, abuse." And so the cops immediately went to them, and I was like, "Whoa, dude! Like, no. She came at him with a knife." Like, I had to let him know that no. This is what
someone at night.
happened.
That's like it almost attempted murder,
It is. She got arrested, and her son went to go live with his father. That's the only time in Washington State that a father can like get custody of their child.
Do you remember, this might sound a bit odd, right? But do you remember the Live Aid concert from the 80s? Where Queen did that famous set. Well, it was for African famine relief, and they had a concert in the UK and a concert in America, and it was like a 24-hour broadcast to raise money for this charity event. Anyway, the man that raised that started that charity raised millions for the poor, right? His wife cheated on him, and she was a alcoholic and a drug addict, right? And he was a sober millionaire, right? And he was the most charitable man in the country, and he was knighted by the Queen. And he lost custody. He was asking for joint custody, and he lost in court. Right? That woman ended up having another baby with the man. She got married, had another baby with him, and then he committed suicide. And then not long after, she committed suicide, and her daughter found her, and that poor girl ended up committing suicide herself.
Jesus.
And the husband, the first husband, he adopted her child, the other man's child, you know, to keep the sisters together, you know.
Mm.
It was like if a man like that. Oh, and he had also started he had remarried, you know, and had a new relationship to sort of create a stable environment, you know. And you know, so a teetotaler, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he's like a saint, he's like publicly socially aware. Oh, he's a millionaire. And even he lost custody, you know.
Yeah.
To a drug addict.
Yeah. No, that's that's a real thing. That's a
It's
super fucking
unbelievable.
real thing.
It's
well, on the page, so on this page it says, you know, because there's a men's section for this that comes after, let's see. Let me get back here. Services comes after LGBTQ. LGBTQ.
Well, they have the highest. Sorry, the lesbians have the highest domestic violence.
Yes,
right.
Lesbians do.
Not gay men. It's strange,
Right.
that, isn't it?
It is strange.
Men are so bad. You think that the gay men would be killing each other more, no?
Yeah, no. It's almost as if men aren't the problem.
I mean, it seems. I mean, shaming us for being logical here, you know, but there is a common denominator, it seems.
Yeah. This might be a situation where like correlation equals causation. So okay, so we saw the thing before that was like, okay, 4% men suffer domestic violence, right? And then you come to this page and it's like, for years, gender role propaganda and generalization have created a world in which abuse against men is very stigmatized. The truth is that men who come forward as victims of emotional or physical abuse are often ridiculed and or not taken seriously. At Dash Charity, we are here to break down the stigma that surrounds the truth that men can be victims as well. This topic being as stigmatized as it is, men may not even realize that they are in an abusive relationship.
I know two men that were in my personal life that were victims of domestic violence.
Really?
Yeah, two men. One of them women, she was like a lovely woman. I knew her for years, you know, but behind closed doors, you know, tiny little woman, and he was a big guy, but he, you know, he's a gentleman. He wasn't going to go around hitting a woman, you know.
Yeah.
Boys are trained, they're groomed to not hit girls, you know. It's so there's the physical threat thing is nonsense, you know.
I don't know if it's trained or if it's a biological instinct. Because you know what? Okay, so you know the MGTOW space, right? This is the space the feminists fucking hate the most. Absolutely. Okay, they hate them the most. They're the most misogynist. They're the most abusive. Blah 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 blah. They're the Taliban of the manosphere. Okay, so I go around to a lot of channels.
Like Chronic.
Chronic's not MGTOW.
No,
also from academia though. No, just all these different channels. And there's this one MGTOW dude that used to actually work in the what's it called? He like worked in journalism.
Oh.
Right? And he used to be really active in the MGTOW space. And now he has just a gaming channel. He's completely fucking checked out. And you know how they're all like, oh yeah, control your biology. These are woman haters. This dude's playing a video game and he's going around and he's shooting shit. And on the video game, a chick comes out with a fucking gun to shoot him and he hesitates. And then he shoots her and he's like, sorry, like, he instantly fucking hesitated because it was a chick with a gun.
It's fucking crazy.
Here's your Taliban of the manosphere dudes. Like,
I have yet to hear of any actual harm done by any of these people.
I don't. I mean,
Other
know
than not marrying women and providing for them, you know,
I don't.
Well, you know what ones feminists annoy me? You know, do you ever see these feminists that are like, you know, a man who's earning 50 grand a year shouldn't even be dating.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the woman that said it was like, to be honest, like, I don't mean to be that guy, but she was like overweight and like,
Yeah.
you know, fell off the ugly tree, you know?
Right.
She should be paying him to go on a date.
Yeah.
50 grand, he's on 50 grand, and if whatever she's on, with the two of them together, that's a nice little income, you know?
Yeah, it is. And depending on where you live, I mean, Jesus. I don't personally understand it. Yeah, Lumber says the harm MGTOW has done is withdrawing their funds. Exactly. Also telling them to shut the fuck up when it's necessary.
But they do need to be. I do think a lot of these women, especially, they need to just stop talking. I think we've been listening to them. I mean, my lifetime, I've been 40 years. I've been listening to these people. I think it's time we need to get them to shut up, and they need to do some listening.
Yes, they do. Well, and that was like, I was like, this is so great. I personally can, because something she said, turn your pain into power. I was like, I can literally turn my childhood trauma pain with my mom and seeing all that shit. I can help probably in the male department, you know, right? In this community of coaches.
But you did say it was your dad that kept you sane and got you through all this, wasn't it?
Well, my father, yeah. My Nana, too.
Oh, your Nana?
Yeah, I have my Nana.
Was that his mom, was it?
No, it was my crazy bitch mom's mom. Yeah.
I think our grandparents are a great underused resource, I think, you know?
Oh, definitely.
You know, our grandpa and grandma, you know, usually have a lot more experience, and they can be the child's best advocate often, you know? I don't like this thing we've done with them, putting them in the homes, unless they want to go, you know, but I mean, some of these places aren't that bad. They're very expensive as well. Oh, that was another thing. That when your man, wasn't it, in Cuomo in New York, he put all the COVID people in the elderly homes.
Yeah.
How many people he killed?
Well, yeah, Lumber. I don't know what lioness. Are those the ones that eat the pack of hyenas?
Lionesses do the hunting. They provide.
Because this particular pack of hyenas ghosted me. They reminded me so many times about disappointment. I guess I'm gonna have to find another coaching to invest in. Oh, speaking of,
did they have a help section?
the divorce coach or the
Yeah,
charity?
you might say I was supposed to have a call at, you know, get the call date and say, would you please advise or get someone to call, an agent to call me back. And Olivia even.
I don't know. There was no notes or anything in the book a call section. Honestly, another reason, I mean, besides her being dead, Olivia, maybe they don't even know she's dead. Maybe the kind of oversight is whatever, but it just could be a super fucking disorganized woman of business.
Oh yeah. Do you remember that story that the this woman set up a business and wanted a woman only business, and it went bankrupt in less than a year? Oh, there was a wonderful.
Lumber. Good night, Lumber.
Good night, Lumber. Thanks for listening. There was a massive survey in the UK about, they surveyed the entire female workforce about who do they prefer to work with as colleagues, male or female, and who do they prefer to be their manager or boss.
Male.
And the women are something like 80% male, but on both. They said working with women and for women especially is stressful. Competition.
I've never seen a woman in charge of a bunch of people that handles it well and knows what the fuck they're doing. Back to the emotions. They get super fucking overly emotional about shit.
I was on the train a few weeks ago, and there was a 25-year-old woman talking about her problems at work with a friend, and she said that she started off working for this woman and then did so well that they made her they promoted her to team manager, and she's the same rank as that other woman, and the other woman hates her. Oh yeah. Because she can't get over the fact that they're now equals, and she keeps bossing her around, and it's she's 10 years younger than her and 10 years ahead of her,
Yeah. I know. I experienced that when I first started working in the salon here in College Station. Like,
it's envy or insecurity about their.
It's honestly, I don't understand it. I think it's just a personality type. Like, there are some people that instead of I just look at it as like a feminist form of competition. So my youngest brother, when we were kids, gave me this analogy about our mother. She's the type of person that will burn her neighbor's house down to make ours look better. like that's the kind of mindset. Instead of
a good analogy, isn't it?
I know, and my youngest brother was a teenager. He was pretty fucking smart, but instead of
ahead of the time.
Instead of doing all that work, putting all that energy into personal development to be better and compete properly, it's like they have to destroy the other to make theirs look better.
You see that in movies as well. They need to destroy the male character to elevate the female one.
Yes.
Right. Men are always incompetent in commercials or in movies or something.
Yeah.
And the women, even I didn't know there was like one of those Disney Marvel shows, and the alleged heroine of the piece was actually the villain, And then they were like, she had tortured, hundreds of people, and then she was told, "I understand that you did nothing wrong," And I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with these?" They have no conception of right and wrong.
They think wrong is right, and they think right is wrong. It's like when I listen to them, you can sit and listen to everything that they say, and you can figure out what's true.
Reading between the lines, and they're the words they use.
No, any woman that's like, "Oh, that man's a misogynist," they're actually signaling that they're misandrists.
Projection.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. You know, what bothers me. You know, these women that will claim to be Christian and will then study theology and become ministers. You know, it's completely against the Bible. You know, you know, the roles are very clearly defined. You know, it's they're you know, none of these women are getting married. You know, none of them are having kids.
Yeah.
They say by in the next 5 years, half the female population won't have kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's done over 50% of women by the age of 40 don't have
last
children.
year, women outdrank men in alcohol consumption.
I believe that. I see a bunch of whores online in PUA groups that sit and that's all they fucking talk about is drinking. And they're moms. They're literally fucking moms. I'm like,
oh, did you see that Chelsea Handler video?
Oh god,
about
yes.
her, so cringeworthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Drinking wine in the afternoon, all this crap. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she doesn't have children.
No.
So.
And she's coping about how her life is so great, you know?
Right, yeah, she's lying.
Did you read that article, the woman that created Sex in the City? Saying she regretted her life, she wished she had gotten married and had some kids. And that she got all the money in the world, but is miserable, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I have a client I no longer see anymore because I think I triggered her a little bit. I'd been doing her hair for 12-ish years. And she's a lawyer. And over the years, she just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we've had conversations about stuff. The last time I saw her, she was talking about her new puppy and all the things, and she was having a hard time like getting up out of my styling chair and my shampoo bowl. And I mean, I just kind of been watching because
her physical decline.
Yeah, well, and she, you know, the last time I had washed her hair, she was getting up out of the thing, and I mean, it was pressing on the sides of her, and
God,
she got up and she was kind of like one of these, and I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, it was a little tight," you know. I was like, "I'm not replacing that thing just for you."
She's like 40s or 50s, is she? Or
she was almost 60, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. Just getting no, maybe she was in her 50s. Yeah, or like lower 50s. It's weird because she looks young. Like she doesn't look like as old as she is, but she's a big girl. Big girl.
Did you see that Sports Illustrated one? There was a big girl on it. And
yeah.
I swear to God, she had a lovely face, gorgeous face. And if she took care of herself, she'd be, you know, proper supermodel, you know?
Yeah.
But they're just so lack of discipline, isn't it?
Yeah. I think so. So it's either that comment. So with this lawyer, I think it could be three things. It's either that comment or me asking her, because I told her about my channel like all the time. I told her what I was doing online. I told her about my progress with all the things that I was working on. And I did ask her what she was gonna do because she's a lawyer. I said, what are you gonna do when I, you know, get rid of feminism and people are no longer gonna need you for divorce? And she's like, well, I guess I can always, you know, work in adoption.
Oh my God. Or do you ever see these women where they make the cope about why they're not having kids, and they go, "Well, how was I going to adopt?" And I was like, a single woman with limited means isn't going to be able to adopt a kid. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
But that, and that's another one. There are 2 million couples waiting on kids in America, and 6 million more awaiting approval.
Really?
Yeah. Most of these people have fertility problems, I think, but the point is that, like, that there's 8 times as many people willing to raise a child than are aborted. Here's another one for you. Elective abortions, is almost as dangerous, or sometimes more dangerous, than having the baby.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, and you remember they were saying that they justified Roe v. Wade because women were killing themselves in these back alley abortions.
Right.
Yeah, there were 37 women died the year before Roe v. Wade. And that's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is a game of making, focusing on the smallest percent of people instead of thinking about the majority and how it impacts the majority. They don't care.
No, they really don't.
No.
Anyway, listen, I had better run.
I know. Thank you, Shane. This was fun. Holy shit, we got 5 hours and 15 minutes into this.
Wow. Well, that time flew, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
It was good, though.
Yeah, I'd love to do this again if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, just let me know.
Sometime, yeah, whenever you want,
Okay. Yeah.
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 I'm sure we have much more we could talk about, or go into a little detail, or react to something.
I'm trying to think what we haven't. We've only skimmed the surface.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And what was I going to say? Yeah. I'll definitely volunteer me to sign up for your crusade.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crazy Bitch Boot Camp.
That's it. Yeah.
Hey, you are actually in it right now. We just had a 5-hour session. And the crazy bitches that psycho watch my channel, eventually I think will get unindoctrinated.
Oh yeah, no, I do believe we can unindoctrinate them, and I think if we can get it to their kids, it only takes a generation to fix it. Telling you.
He did say my crusade. Oh, we didn't talk about crusades and witch burnings and.
Oh, I'm good at them.
Okay, next time.
Yeah.
Crusades and witch burnings. How to sort out these crazy bitches properly.
Oh yeah.
All right, Shane. Thank you.
Listen, thank you very much for having me, and thank you to the audience. I'm sorry we didn't talk about you guys more. But do please like the video if you liked it.
Yes.
Okay. And listen, thank you very much for having me.